What's up, y'all? It's Ty. In this video today, we're going to be going over, talking and ranking the top 10 centers right now in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM. Now, just want you guys to know that this is my opinion. Now, when I say that, I'm still going to be giving you guys my top 10 centers. Don't think that it's going to be wrong. But just know everybody has a different opinion. You know, some people, some guys that I'm not going to rank that some people might have ranked are guys like Evan Mobley, guys like Karl-Anthony Towns, maybe even a guy like the new Vucevic, the new Vlade Divac. I don't have any of those guys ranked. Some people might. Also do want to make a side note, Jaren Jackson Jr. would be somebody that is absolutely ranked, but he is a power forward to me. So just kind of realize that I would definitely have Jaren ranked, but he is a power forward primarily. Now, let's get into the top 10. A lot of these cards are pretty top heavy. At number 10, Shaq. This card gets gassed for absolutely no reason. And I saw Carlo rank this card at number 1, or his best, or S tier as far as dark matters are concerned. And it just makes no sense to me. Like, Shaq is fine, but people gas him to the moon. Like, he's got a 68 3-ball with his release on slow. I just don't get why anybody gasses him. I get it. He's good, but I'm just telling you right now, he is an offensive liability on the floor. He is. If you have Shaq, you've got an offensive liability. Because his release is on slow. He's not going to be able to consistently shoot for you. Yes, the 94 speed, the great rebounding is fine. But I just feel like everybody hypes up Shaq. And I know Splash runs Shaq, but you guys got to realize it's because it's his specific play style, right? For the average person, they're not going to be able to use Shaq like he does. And so, Shaq's good. And if you've got Shaq, you can use him. But don't think he's a top 5 center, because the card absolutely is not. At my number 9, Nikola Jokic. A card that blows Shaq out of the water in my opinion, 6'11", 7'3" wingspan, hotspot everywhere, 96 3-ball, 88 speed, decent defensively, great rebounder, release on very quick, has a crazy good step back. I mean, I'm telling you right now, if you were to ask me if I get one of Shaq and Jokic to run in King of the Court this weekend, I would take Jokic in a heartbeat. He actually is great offense. He's one of the best offensive players on this entire list. Sure, his defense isn't great, but if you run him alongside a guy, let's say like Giannis or even a Jaren at the 4, guys that can play a lot of defense, Jokic is fine. Like, no, he's not going to defensively be, the best card on this list. I'm not going to try to sit here and act like he's going to, but he gives you enough defensively to where, his offense being the best on this list, in my opinion, puts him here at number 9. Again, my opinion, Jokic is better than Shaq. And nobody can change my opinion on that. At my number 8, I'm plugging in Pink Diamond Kristaps Porzingis. Honestly, guys, KP at this stage for his price, really to me is like a steal. So if you look at Porzingis here, I mean, he's got, in my opinion, the way I would describe KP is he defensively that great? No, but his offense is unbelievable. I know his release is on normal timing, but it's still such a good release. He's got a 93 3-ball. He can shoot over some people, not to the level of Victor Wembanyama, but if you've got a Zach LaVine guarding him, somebody like a smaller point guard, he can absolutely just, rise up over him. And to me, the bigger thing for KP here is just the fact that he's 7'2". So even though his defensive stats and defensive badges might not be that great, because he's 7'2", he's a good rebounder. He's got the ability to compete against anybody. And you might on the auction house be able to find a souped up KP for not super expensive. Just another side note I do want to make. Could make that for everybody. But for Kristaps, specifically, because for his time, he was one of the best centers in the game. So a lot of people that got KP did end up putting some extra badges and stuff on the card. KP, an absolute beast here, coming in at my number 8. At my number 7, we've got the Galaxy Opal, David Robinson. Nobody could ever make me hate this card, ever. I don't know why anybody hates him, but nobody could ever make me hate him. I mean, 7'1", 7'5" wingspan. He plays incredibly good defense. He's got 89 speed, good interior, great rebounder. The fact that people gas Shaquille O'Neal over David Robinson, to me, makes no sense. And a lot of people don't like D-Rob's release. Well, guess what? Even if you don't love D-Rob's release, which I get it, it's, somewhat tough to green with sometimes. I get it. I've got, the hang of it, I guess, at this stage. Still somewhat tough to green with. Even if you don't like his release, you can obviously see that D-Rob is still going to be way more of a threat on the perimeter than a guy like Shaquille O'Neal. And I think his defense is nearly just as good. Sure, Shaq's player build might be slightly better, but it's not enough to put him, that higher, Shaq higher than D-Rob. D-Rob is an absolute stud, an absolute beast. Coming in at my number 7. At my number 6, we've got to plug in Galaxy Opal Yao, a guy that is just such a unique player that I think I need to, spend a little bit of time talking about him. So let's do that. With Yao, the problem is, really, his speed and the 3-ball aren't super high, but at the same time, because he is 7'6", you've got to respect him. It's just such a unique card here with Yao Ming. When I did a gameplay of Yao, I kind of liked him because, again, the release is good for Yao. It's the Robert Williams base, but the SGA upper on it is so nice. He's 7'6", has hot spots from both the right and left slot. I think Yao is honestly not talked about enough, genuinely. And obviously for me, does Yao fit my playstyle? No. But let's say you are one where you like to mash a lot. I genuinely think Yao is underrated. I just think he's not talked about, not ran. I don't see, I don't play against Yao very much. Now again, maybe that's because, everybody that wants Wemby, those types of things, but Yao can still hold his own. At my number 5, we are plugging in Dark Matter Joel Embiid, who honestly, I'll say it, I think Joel Embiid is better at the center position than the power forward position. I do. And I think a lot of it goes down to, or really boils down to the fact that, his release, even on very quick, isn't the quickest. I think, at the center position, he can go out there at 7 feet tall, can compete with all those other centers in the game. And I just really think because of that release, he is going to be best at that center position. Stat-wise, elite. I don't think you're going to find much better than Joel Embiid. Stat-wise, again, one of the newer Dark Matters in the game. I just personally do not love the release of Embiid. Coming in at my number 4, we've got Dark Matter Hakeem Olajuwon, who you guys could argue could be, maybe up at number 3 here. To me, he's got very similar stats to a guy like Joel Embiid. There's not much stat-wise that's going to be different between Hakeem and Embiid. The one thing that I like about Hakeem is the fact that he's got the Vucevic base on very quick. To me, that sets Hakeem apart from a guy like a Joel Embiid, right? Embiid's release, to me, is slow and baited. Hakeem's release is chicken and quick. And so that's the big thing for me with Hakeem. Obviously, I think his leaner, the basic leaner on very quick, gonna be solid as well. Hakeem, really solid, coming in at my number 4. Also with Hakeem, I like him a ton at that power forward position. Victor Wembanyama, Pink Diamond, coming in at my number 3. The one thing about Wemby is if you go to buy Victor Wembanyama right now, it's going to be hard to get a base Wemby, right? You're going to probably get a Wemby with some extra Hall of Famers, some extra legend badges, but the base Wemby would still be at number 3. His release is super easy to time, easy to green. His badges are fine. He is 7'4". He can shoot over anybody. Wemby is ridiculously good on this game. And if you are one, you're not wanting to gas Victor Wembanyama or you're wanting to run a different center, that's fine. But realistically speaking, Wemby, Pink Diamond, is your 3rd best center in the game. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This card is an absolute beast. And if you've ever played with Wemby, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This one might surprise you, but Galaxy Opal Wemby is coming in at my number 2. Because I can't have him at number 1, and I'll explain why here in a second. Big thing here between the Pink Diamond is the speed at an 85 is a big difference. The 93 ball is obviously better as well. Badge-wise gets a lot better. One thing for me, though, is if Pink Diamond Wemby, if you can get a Pink Diamond Wemby that badge-wise is better than this, just get the Pink Diamond Wemby, right? It's not a big enough difference, in my opinion, to warrant spending a crazy amount, 3 million coins on Galaxy Opal Wemby. Yes, he's incredible. Yes, he is elite. But to spend that much more on Galaxy Opal Wemby compared to Pink Diamond Wemby is just not something that I personally would recommend. Coming in at my number 1 is 100 overall Kristaps Porzingis. Now, I can't even plug him into the lineup because, it's broken. I don't know why 100 overalls right now are broken on 2K DB, but it is. 100 overall KP is my favorite, not favorite, but best center in the game. KP on very quick, D-book dribble style, hot spots everywhere, max stat-wise. I don't think you can argue that he is not the best center in the game. Sure, he's not going to be able to shoot over people as much as, I just plug in this Kristaps. Y'all know who I mean. I know he's not going to be able to shoot the ball over people as well as Wemby. But he gives you enough elsewhere where he is the best center in the game. And honestly, right now, probably the best card in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM. that's going to wrap it up for our center top 10 list today. Let me know your thoughts on it. To me, I think this is a perfect list. I gave y'all Shaq at that number 10, but outside of that, this list is on the money. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.